All right. How's that? Better? There we go. Let me start all over. How the hell are you today? Well, that's not the way I started my show, but I'm going to come back. How the hell are you today? How's the sound there? Anyway, how are you today? Kings, Rockets tonight. Houston's got to be the surprise team in the West, right? 15 wins, half game out. So, yeah. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? All right, you got my sound now? All right, good. We all good, Lydia? We're good to go, Lydia? Lydia, you give me a yes? Yes. Condog says I'm good to go. Love it. But seriously, what about the Rockets? Huh? I mean, who thought the Rockets would be at the top of the West? I mean, that's unbelievable what they're doing. Anyway, Sacramento really struggling at 9-12. Ryan with the pregame show, Jerry Reynolds at halftime, and the postgame show, and your phone calls. Big news in college football today. You ready for this? And this is a wow. Alabama, who just got smoked, all right, a week ago against Oklahoma, who's a bad team this year, is in the college football playoff as of right now. Could this change if SMU is upset by Clemson in the ACC title game? Yes. But right now, here are your 4 teams getting by in round 1. All right. It would be Oregon number 1, Texas number 2, SMU 3, Boise State 4. If things don't change, your first round of your college football playoff would have Arizona at Penn State, Tennessee at Ohio State, Alabama at Notre Dame, and Indiana at Georgia. How about that? And I got to tell you, Alabama and Notre Dame, the winner of that game would then take on SMU, who a lot of people feel are not as good as their ranking deserve or looks. So that's your big news. Miami no longer a top 12 team as they were upset against Syracuse. All right, so got my sound going. We're all ready to roll. What's going on with the Kings? What do you think their biggest problem is? Do you think the Kings will be a top 10 team? That's where we're at right now. I'm sorry. That would be a disaster, would it not? Let's go over the NBA standings, all right? Again, 15-5, 15-6, Oklahoma City and Houston. Let's get to the bottom of this, all right? Let's get around 7, 8, 9th at 11-8. Or excuse me, Phoenix is 11-8, followed by 12-9, Denver 10-8, San Antonio 11-9. Then in 11th place, Minnesota 10-10. Sacramento 9-12. Here's what's a little alarming. The Kings are already 3 games back in the loss column of the 10th spot. Now, I know there's 61 games left, okay? But you play Houston tonight, then you're at Memphis. The next night, you're at San Antonio. If you go through a losing streak that continues on what we've already seen, 4 in a row, losing a game that you should have won at home, going on the road, beating Minnesota, snap your losing streak, then lose at Portland, lose at home against San Antonio. If you lose tonight and lose against Memphis and San Antonio, which is very possible, by the way, it's also, you could win all 3. I don't know if you climb out of that hole or not. I really don't. I don't know if you do it or not. All right. I knew this guy would be calling to talk some college football, and that is the one and only Condog. What's going on, buddy? What'd you think of the rankings released?
Oh, man, there's a lot to say about the rankings. This 5th seed is really almost better than the 1 seed. Like, Oregon's first match is the winner between Ohio State and Tennessee, while Penn State would get Arizona State at home in a neutral site versus Boise State. Like, talk about one hell of a path to the semifinal.
Yep. I'm trying to see your beautiful face on my screen, but you're not coming up. But that's all right. We can hear you. There you go. All right, now you got you. But go ahead. Yeah, but anyway,
this format is all over the place, man. The auto bids, you get the jump seeding just because you're a conference champion. Like, it is. Yeah, I mean, we only have 2 years of this format, and it will be changed because I know a lot of teams are just not pleased. A lot of fans aren't pleased with the format. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's really just all over this
Yeah, but
place.
here's
And
the deal. We had bitching and complaining when we had 4 teams in the college football playoff, and now we have 12, and it's the same thing. You could have
you
50
know,
teams, and there would
yeah,
still be complaining going on.
you're right, but at least with the 4 team, it was very simple. It was no teams with 2 losses were in. And for the most part, the best team did actually make it. Like even last year, Florida State didn't make it, but they took into account the injury to Jordan Travis,
Yep.
and we had great semifinals and we had great finals. Like those were legit the 4 best teams in college football.
All right, let's look at the bracket right now. Assuming that things stay the way they are, don't you think that the winner of the Alabama Notre Dame game is looking pretty good? No disrespect to SMU, but are they really a legit?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean Notre Dame has hey, we get Alabama and South Bend in December.
I know.
Oh, and then
I know.
a neutral site versus, I mean, yeah, SMU really good this year. First year in the ACC, they might win it. Hell, they may even get Clemson. Like,
yeah,
this would be perfect. Like, yeah, like almost getting that home game, you almost can get an advantageous matchup that way. And here's something I thought of: if I'm Texas, I don't mind losing this SEC championship because I can get a home game and then later on get a second home game in the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Here's the reality. You're always going to have complaining going on. The committee said this: why Alabama and not Miami? Alabama's 3-1 this year against top 25 teams. Miami is 0-1.
And honestly, I've had my problems with Miami. They should have lost the Cal game. That was a targeting call.
Yeah, they should have. You're right.
They should have. I think that's also. I think a lot of that stuff's taken into account too, where they should have lost the Virginia Tech game. Funky officiate. They got away with some very funky officiating early on. Miami did.
Yeah.
So I think that is taken into account into their record as a different officiating crew. Probably they lose those games and they're 8-4.
Well, here's the deal. All right, if Clemson does not upset SMU, this is the way it's going to be. If Clemson does upset SMU, then things will change a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty much, and then maybe something's changed with the Georgia-Texas result.
Maybe,
yeah, because I'm wondering if Texas wins, if Georgia drops or not. That would be a one for discussion because maybe they put Ohio State back above Georgia.
Yeah.
That could be fair debate right there, because I think top to bottom both teams are fairly equal. And if Georgia had to play another game, if they just look bad, like if it's a close game, I think they won't. But if they look bad in that game when the game's in Atlanta, which is their backyard, then maybe they might drop a spot. But I don't think they'll drop more than maybe a spot at worst.
Well, listen, man, I appreciate your input on the college football scene, and we'll talk to you soon, all right?
Yep, conference championship week. Let's go.
Yep. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Always good to have college football talk on, and we welcome your phone call, chat messages. And what do you think about what I said? Are the Kings a top 10 team? Your link to the show, you can give me a call, and I'll put you right on. Do you think the Kings are going to end up in the top 10? And if they don't, that would be a disaster. A disaster. And whereas you can have, I just read the standings, so I'm not going to go over them again. But you better be darn careful, or you're going to be in too big a hole to climb out of with the schedule. I keep on going over the schedule. You know that, right? You haven't played Boston. You haven't played Cleveland. You haven't played Houston yet. Obviously, you're playing tonight. You still have only played Oklahoma City once. You haven't played Golden State. You haven't played Denver. I mean, hello. You haven't played Memphis. You're playing them after tonight. You got a lot of tough games coming up. And I don't know why I would think that the Kings are all of a sudden going to just turn things around. They need a signature win. Tonight would be a signature win. This would be huge to get this game tonight and have a lot of confidence hitting the road And that's how quickly things can change. That's all it takes. Get a win against a signature team. Get a win tonight, and all of a sudden, we're talking a different tune heading out onto the road. And then if you can get a win at Memphis, then all of a sudden, you put the past behind you and you let's go. Right? There you have it. I guess people cannot tell a neighbor to turn down their music or TV if they call the office on you. I'm not really sure what that refers to, Lydia, but thank you very much. All right? Thank you. I don't know what happened to Ryan. I haven't talked to him yet today. If he missed this podcast, there's a good reason. All right, don't forget, Kings Rockets tonight, and then the Kings hit the road at Memphis and at San Antonio. All right? We got a busy week. We got the college football. All right, let's talk a little NFL for a moment. You had Pick Six lose the game again last night for his team. That would be Jameis Winston. I don't care if he throws for 2,000 yards in a game. You had a Denver team that is right in the mix for the playoffs. You have a 49ers team that is decimated, and you have to wonder if this is the end of their run. Has the window closed on them after knocking on the door, right? So Lydia says she got in trouble today. I'm sorry, Lydia. I'm sorry that you got in trouble today. All right. So I guess you told the neighbor to turn their music down. All right. And so they called the office on you and you got in trouble. I don't know what to tell you, Lydia. I'm sorry. I hope you're going to be okay. But as far as the 49ers go, you have to wonder, you can only have so many years of being there every year. And the Niners were just there, They were just there. They were knocking on the door year after year after year after year. And now I just wonder if their window is closing. And they're not done yet this year. But, I mean, you tell me, do you see how they're going to be able to prevail this year and make the playoffs? Quite frankly, right now, I don't see it. I just don't see it at all. What I do see, though, is me being at Bennett's as soon as I land in Sacramento. I will tell you right now, the next time I go to Sacktown, that day I'll be at Bennett's, probably the Roseville location. But I do take my oldest son to the location on Fair Oaks and Howe because he lives right around the corner. And then there's the West Side Grill in Rockland, which is phenomenal as well. You can't go wrong with the prime seafood and steak at Bennett's. Just go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com and make a reservation. That's Bennett'sRestaurants.com and make a reservation. Don't forget about New Works Plumbing this holiday season. If you happen to have plumbing issues, you have a plumbing repair, make sure you think of New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you, and they are available around the clock 24/7. Just go to sackserviceplumbing.com or call the number on your screen. That's New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. Great rant. He wants me to rant. Oh, I already did today on Jameis Winston on the thing, but Al wants me to do another rant on Jameis Winston. Listen, I don't know what else. You know how many times I've ranted on Jameis Winston? Wow. Riley said Eagles had an impressive win at the Ravens. I think they can handle the Lions. Barkley is the difference. I would agree with you. I thought that was maybe the most impressive win of the week. I was a little skeptical. I took Baltimore in my pool, and I thought that they would win the game. I just thought Philadelphia would come back down to earth, and they did not. I got to tell you, that was very impressive. Baltimore to me, I'm trying to get a read because I just thought that they were right there, and they've had some very alarming losses this year. They just have had some losses that So not really sure where I put the Ravens at right now in the AFC. Is this Buffalo's year? Is this the year that we're finally going to see the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl, or something bad will happen in January? What do you think? They look very good, though, don't they? They look really good. I would love to see Baltimore or Buffalo in the Super Bowl. I think it would be great. The fans up there are unbelievable. I'd be for that. I'm a Giants fan. Everyone knows that. Josh Allen, to me, seems like a pretty easy guy to root for. The fans up there have been long suffering forever. I mean, I remember watching the Buffalo Bills play at Shea Stadium with Joe Ferguson as the quarterback. All right. O.J. Simpson as their running back. I remember that era of Buffalo Bills football. I used to go watch the Bills play in the 60s, the 70s. And they had some good teams there for a little while. But for the most part, they've been bad. For the most part, they have been bad. But I'm looking at Buffalo. I'm looking at Kansas City, listen, Kansas City, when they win, you go, they're not that good. And they just keep winning and winning. It'll be interesting to see what they do this week against the Chargers. It's going to be an interesting game coming up this weekend. All right, don't forget Kings and Rockets tonight. All the coverage right here on If You Don't Like That. Let me look over the schedule for tonight. Some of the other games that will impact the standings in the Western Conference. Jazz and Thunder in OKC. Memphis is in Dallas. That's a hell of a game. Spurs in Phoenix. And Portland at the Clippers. You know what? That's a good schedule. That's a good schedule tonight. I'm texting my buddy right now, Eric Hasseltine, the announcer for the Grizz. I'm telling him to please tell Bill I just realized they were in Dallas. Please tell Bill I said hi. Bill is the radio engineer for the visiting feed at Dallas. And he would always get me set up for my radio show that I would do prior to just the best. Just a great guy. Love Bill. Love talking to him. He went through a horrible personal experience regarding his daughter, which I will not get into. And Bill was a broken man. And I used to really enjoy being around him. And that's why, forgive me for telling Eric, but he's special enough. I want to make sure that Eric tells him hello for me. Eric Hasseltine, the radio voice of the Memphis Grizzlies. Great guy. He says hello. Thank you, Eric. See? Unbelievable. But, let's go back to the NBA for a minute. I just gave you the schedule. If the Kings were to lose all three of these games, and by the way, for the record, I don't think they will. I don't know what it is about me, and I should know better than this. I think the Kings are going to play very well tonight. I just do. They know that they have to bring it for 4 quarters tonight against a very good Rockets team who swept them last year. Kings did not beat the Rockets, although 2 of those games was without De'Aaron Fox. Fox loves playing against the Rockets. He's from Houston. I mean, I think the wild card is Keegan Murray again. Is Keegan Murray going to show up? Is Keegan Murray going to have an offensive game? Is Sabonis going to stay out of foul trouble? Here's the thing that concerns me about tonight is the athleticism of the Houston Rockets. I don't know if the Kings can match that. We'll see. But the Rockets, they're the real deal. And they are supremely coached by Ime Udoka. They are a very well-coached team. You're going to have to play. You cannot have Lowell's tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Lowell's tonight will get you beat. No doubt about that. Hey, Sunrise Landing in Calusa. Go check it out at CalusaSunrise.com. This is the newest residential community in Calusa from Blazona Development. No homeowners, models. Good location. I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20, so it's accessible. Adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club is where you will find Sunrise Landing in Calusa. Again, go to CalusaSunrise.com and you'll get all the information at this beautiful community in Calusa. All right, do you think that the Kings will play well tonight? What do you think? Do you think they'll play well? I just have a feeling they're going to play well. All right. And I'm looking at their roster. I'm looking at the way they play of the year, and I've seen them play well. So why can't they play well again? Why can't they play well again? Why can't they go back to the way they were in the first 2 to 3 weeks, even though they weren't winning every game? But even in their losses, we were saying, this team's going to be pretty good. They're going to be pretty good. Patrick says, I was wrong about Karl Anthony Towns coming to New York. Yeah. Generally happy. I understand. Should be. Minnesota, they can't be very happy. Although they're starting to play a little bit better. I think they've won 3 in a row now. So they're starting to play a little bit better. But back to the Kings. And they were playing pretty well. Yeah, I know the perimeter defense we were still talking about. But I was saying after the games, even when they lost, this is a good team. This is a playoff team. Now, after 20-plus games, I'm not saying that anymore because their deficiencies to me are sticking out like a sore thumb. And I'm tired of what Mike Brown's saying after the games because in reading between the lines, it appears to me that his team's not listening to him and not following his instructions in the game plan. He keeps on talking about the game plan and the game plan. So, you can feel a lot better with a win tonight against a very good team. The Houston Rockets are a good team. This is no like ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're a good team. And everyone's playing. And this would be a signature win if you can get this. This would be the first signature win of the year. You haven't had one yet. Phoenix without Kevin Durant is not a signature win in Phoenix. I'm sorry. It's just not. This would be one. And so would Memphis, by the way, on the road. Memphis in Dallas tonight, they are playing very well. They're in, third place in the West. So, yeah. I would tell you that if you could beat Houston and Memphis, that changes everything. Everything. Right now, would I take 2-1 out of these 3? In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. You got to figure out a way to go 2-1. You're catching San Antonio. You're going there on the second night of a back-to-back. They're at home playing. So it's a second night of a back-to-back for them too. No advantages there. It's a short flight, not a big deal. So, you know what? Can I just say something? I don't give a damn about the Kings draft pick this year. Like, it's freaking December 3rd. I don't care, Zach. I really don't. All right? I haven't even thought about it, Zach. I don't know and I don't care. It's not important. All right? It's freaking December. What's important is this team start winning right now. That's important. Period. That's important. That's what matters. Grant, you only target black coaches and broadcasters. Well, Drew, if you feel that way, I feel sorry for you. And the reason why I feel sorry for you is you're the reason. You're the main reason. People like you. I have no idea what your ethnicity is, your religion, your sexuality, and I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. But you're part of the problem in America. Your stereotype of people and your blinders and your shallow ass attitude is what's wrong with our country. I'm not what's wrong with America. You're what's wrong with America. Shame on you. Do you know that when I criticize an individual, I never even think about their ethnicity? Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't even enter my mind. I haven't even thought about it in the past until your stupid ass comment brought it up. Doesn't matter to me. Anyone that's followed me over the years knows that I criticize all athletes, all coaches, regardless of gender, religion, ethnicity. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Drew, as Riley said it best, why are you here? Unbelievable. There's always a moron in every stream. Let me get rid of this ass. Bye, Drew. Bye-bye. See you later. All right. Got Jay right here. Jay, it's good to have you on, buddy. How are you today?
How you doing, Mr. Grant?
Jay, I'm doing well, buddy. Go ahead.
All right. So I wanted to bring up the 2-minute report. Not that it matters, because you know where I stay. I forget the refs. The refs shouldn't have to call the game. It should be how you play. All right. But I just wanted to make a point to Kings fans. I told you, when they look at that report with the call about the free throw line and Victor's hand around Sabonis's neck, without looking at it with a purple lens, Sabonis clamps down on Victor's opposite arm, right? So I believe it was a correct non-call. They actually ruled that as an incorrect non-call, and the foul should have been on Sabonis.
Correct.
So Kings actually got bailed out right there by having.
Well, first of all, the Kings are probably going to lose the game regardless of what the call is there, because there's 5 seconds left and it's a 3-point game. So you would have to make, if they called it on the Spurs and Sabonis goes to the line, he's got to make the first, miss the second. You got to get an offensive rebound. I mean, a lot of things would have to happen for you to even force the game into overtime.
Exactly, and it shouldn't have been there.
Right.
To that point. Tonight, obviously, the Rockets are, I think actually one of the betting lines has the Kings as the favorites, but most of them have the Rockets as the favorites. I wouldn't disagree with that. Obviously, they have the better record, better chemistry right now. But like you said, and I agree with it 100%. Kings have opportunity to have a statement win tonight. Will it be easy? Probably not. There's a chance that we have it click and flow on the court, and the Rockets don't tonight. Maybe it will be easy. Who knows? But yes, on paper, they're the favorites. And one of my favorite podcasts that I've watched was featuring Cat Williams. Now you might be thinking like, oh, Cat Williams in sports. He says pretty much with his career in comedy, on paper you have better comedians all the time, right? But what happens when you get on the field or the court and you line up right in front of me? That don't matter. You got to perform right now. So yes, Kings fans. Obviously, I'm being optimistic. I'm a Kings fan. We have an opportunity tonight, like Grant said, to make a statement win. I'll keep it short. I'll probably call in after and give you my horrible coaching takes of what happens tonight, what adjustments we don't make. So
I appreciate you, Jay. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care, man. We look forward to that on the post game. And again, this is a game for Sacramento that they really need to win. Period. They just do. All right. That call or non-call didn't blow their lead. Nick said that's true. That we're making way too much out of that, and it's because of the last 2-minute report. Again, look at the time and the score of that situation. So, to me, the game was over at that point. You would have needed a lot of things to happen. Would have to be a domino effect for you to even get that game to go to overtime. I don't put a lot of stock into that. I really don't. I think we have to look at the larger problem. And that is that after a really good first quarter, the Kings got outscored in quarters 2, 3, and 4 against San Antonio. And it was the same old story to this year of why they lost. Can't defend the perimeter, first and foremost. Dribble penetration. We can go on and on. So, yeah, it's a real problem. No problems at EDH Motors, Automotive Reimagined. And don't forget to give me some rant ideas. EDHmotors.com will get you all the information that you need with David and Adam. Over 4 decades of experience in the automotive industry. This is a long overdue new concept. Just 2 guys trying to do something different and better. You go to edhmotors.com. You'll get all the information on the services that they provide. You'll also take delivery at their beautiful auto lounge at the El Dorado Hills Town Center. So you don't deal with the dealership and all the pressures. You're not getting pushed into the F&I office and dealing all of that. It's totally different. Again, this is a great concept. Go to edhmotors.com and you'll get all the information on EDH Motors, Automotive Reimagined. Kings Rockets tonight. And this is the real deal tonight. All right. I want to see some good on the ball defense, transition defense, ball movement with motion offense, and please box out no mental errors or non-forced errors. Very well said. Yep. Absolutely. Grant, what's your early assessment of DeRozan's fit on the Kings? It's not pinning blame on him. I'm just curious as your thoughts. I've talked a lot about this. There were a lot of people that were skeptical of how he would fit in with Fox and Sabonis. And no one's skeptical of his ability as a basketball player. Like, that's not brought up. We acknowledge that he's a good player. I'm questioning the fit too. This team's not nearly as good as last year or the year before. Could it also be because they don't have Davion Mitchell? Could it be because they don't have Harrison Barnes? Yep. Could it be because they don't have Jordy Fernandez helping out Mike Brown? Yep. So I can't pin it all on DeRozan. But the fit to me, doesn't seem that good right now. And the perimeter defense is horrible. So DeMar DeRozan is a highly skilled basketball player. We're not questioning that. We're not questioning that at all. But doesn't look like a great fit to me. It really doesn't. Does not look like a great fit to me. We'll see. There's still 61 games left. We could be having a totally different conversation 2 or 3 weeks from right now. That's for sure. And you're right. Offense isn't the problem for the most part. You know, it would be nice to make more threes, but, I would agree with that. All right. Great call on Jordy not being there anymore. I'm a little skeptical on getting into that too much for this reason. I've been around a lot of teams, and coaches come and go. And yeah, some assistant coaches are better fits. And there have been instances where the roles of particularly an assistant head coach is magnified. I think it's going on in LA with Jeff Van Gundy. So yeah, that can happen. And Jordy's doing a very nice job in Brooklyn. So, hey, Zach, I do not hate you. I don't even know you. So I don't hate you. I really don't hate anyone, Zach. So I don't hate you, Zach. So don't say that I hate you. But you agree with me on DeRozan. Thank you, Zach. All right. Many websites question the DeRozan move as to fit. 100% correct. And I brought that up quite often leading into the season. No one's questioning his basketball ability. He's really, really freaking good. But fit, jigsaw puzzle. Does the piece fit? Do the pieces fit? Do they fit? Right now, the answer to that question is no, they don't. No, they don't. All right, don't forget, Kings Rockets tonight. We got a lot to discuss. Don't forget Jerry Reynolds at intermission as the Kings look for a big-time win. All right? Look like a big-time win. I feel the same as a Kings fan. DeRozan kind of reminds me of the Rudy Gay effect. You know, the problem with Rudy Gay is he played with DeMarcus Cousins, and so it wouldn't have mattered if you'd brought in freaking, Wilt Chamberlain in his prime. It wouldn't have worked. So, Brooklyn gave Jordy an opportunity to be a head coach. Jordy has to take that opportunity. Yeah, no, of course. Absolutely. It's a no-brainer. That's a really hard job because you're never going to be the team in New York, no matter how well you are. That's a Knicks town, will always be a Knicks town, and you're an afterthought. So it's not an easy job. But, for him and his coaching pedigree and his resume, it's perfect. So we'll see. Yes. Mr. Rocket himself. Check Luke, my right ball. Yes, they very well. They look tremendous. I'm looking forward to seeing them. I haven't watched the Rockets play that much like you have. But, yeah, and they got off to a slow start, too. That's the other thing. They got off to a slow start. Wow, look at them now. Ime Udoka is doing an amazing job with that team. All right, we are going to wrap it up. In and out today for this show. Appreciate you. Kings, Rockets tonight. Enjoy it, everyone. Thank you very much. Don't forget, tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Sean Salisbury. We're going to talk a lot about this college football rankings as we get ready for a championship weekend and the NFL. That's tomorrow at 3 with Sean Salisbury. 4 o'clock, Jerry Reynolds and Ryan in Sacktown. That's tomorrow right here on If You Don't Like That. Bye-bye.